Hello, hello, hello. Today we're going to take a look at the Eunorau Flash. I believe I'm one of the first people to actually have one of these on the internet. Probably somebody else says they just haven't made a video of it. I brought out my Rad Runner Plus, the first edition Rad Runner Plus. I think it was the number one when it came out. It's not stock at all. It's very customized. This bike I've had for about, I think, 3 years. Still runs pretty well. But a video's not about this. But it's about the Eunorau Flash. Now, I was a little bit skeptical about this bike before I bought it, because I'm always skeptical about new e-bike companies. I own a Hemingway Cruiser. I own a Rad Wagon 4, the Runner, obviously. 2 Swagatron EB5s, a green, E-green something. I own a lot of e-bikes. I own about 19, I think 20 now with that one, e-bikes. I would love to do this as a job. I'd love to review e-bikes. So companies, if you want to hook up with me, and you only got to pay me, just send me the bike, man. I'd love a bike, because e-bikes are my life. I've ridden bikes so much. I like cars, but I don't like cars. I prefer bikes a lot more than cars. But anyways, let's get into this thing here. So I was a bit skeptical about this bike when I bought it, because I didn't like the fact it did not come with the fenders. And they advertise it as it goes 200 miles. It makes it sound like you're going to buy it and it's going to do that. It's not going to do that right off the bat. You have to put a lot of upgrades into it. You have to buy another battery to put here and here. And I believe they plug into these slots right here. I just have the standard one. This is the cheapest model you can buy of the Eunorau Flash. It is the rear wheel drive one. And it has the battery right there. The battery also, there wasn't any booklet or anything with it, so if you have this bike, this was throwing me off for a minute because it would not turn on. There is a switch under here you have to hit, switch that on, and then put your key in and turn it, and this puppy will start right up. Now, unlike most e-bikes, this e-bike starts from the top. Most e-bikes I've driven start from the middle button. This one starts from the top, and this is where I was like, okay, I can sacrifice the fenders for all of the stuff this bike does. Look how fancy the display is on this bike. Look at this. It's even got a clock on it. I don't know how you're supposed to set that. It's probably something like hold down these 2 buttons or something. But I don't know. Maybe that's not how. I don't know. I'll have to call Eunorau. They're really cool. There's this lady, when I called her name is Maria. She's very nice. She'll usually help you out with anything you need. But anyways, this is the Eunorau Flash e-bike. This is the Lunar Dust, I think, color. Or is it the... I'm trying to remember which one it is. There's a like bluish one, and then there's this gray one. I ordered the blue one originally, but it was going to take about half of this month to get it, so I changed it to this color because I was planning on painting it anyway. Now to actually have it, I don't know if I'm going to paint it or if I'm just going to wrap it with like camo duct tape, and it will still keep the paint kind of nice. And that's just my lock there. That doesn't come with it. But let's see here. The thing that's very interesting about this bike is you can hit the power button and it does this here, so it shows you how much calories you've burned from riding, your wattage, trip distance, 6.2 miles. That's how much I've already ridden this thing since I've had it. I don't know what that is. I think that's the time it's been ridden, so 23 minutes and 50 seconds. Overall trip distance, I don't know how you reset that. I'm sure there's a way to reset that. Maybe, hold on, let me take out the battery and put it back in and see if that resets it. That probably will reset it. But yeah, you can see all this information here. This is a very, very neat bike. I'm going to try to call Eunorau. I don't believe they're open today because it is Sunday. Tomorrow, and figure out how you set the clock. I would love to know that. And if I figure that out, I'll make a video for you guys showing you how to do that. But this is why I brought out my Rad, because this is very comparable to that bike. So right here's my rad. My rad doesn't do anything else other than this. It just has this screen, and then you can hit this to power it up. And that's the highest mode it'll go into. The headlight always comes on. You can hold down these two buttons and turn it off. Or is that walk mode? No, it's up in middle, right? There we go. Yep, there's the headlight. So this bike here, this one I believe is a higher wattage than this one. And this thing wants to give you more speed. It tops out at 20, but there's probably some way you could unlock it. I won't do that myself because I don't want to void my warranty, and that might void my warranty. After the warranty's over, which I think is 2 years, I probably will unlock the full potential of this thing, but it wants to give way more than it's able to. I would say this bike could get about 30 miles per hour out of it. It really, really wants to go. Another thing that is different about this bike is I have never had an e-bike with a throttle like this. This is called a thumb throttle. Oh, and by the way, if you want to turn on the headlight, I believe it's the middle one here. You hold it down, I believe. Yeah, there we go. And now the headlight's on. Right there. Very nice headlight. I believe it's actually brighter than the rad one. Yeah, because I can see a glare. But keep in mind that bike is, pretty old compared to this one. This one just came yesterday. This one's got about, oh, let's see here, the mileage on it. It actually like glitched or something and reset. It should say it has over 7,000, almost 8,000 miles on it, because I use these as my car. And as you can see, my chain is broken on this, so it no longer really functions as an e-bike, and my stuff's all messed up because I lived in an apartment where they wouldn't let me use WD-40 on my chain or anything like that because it'd stink up the place and I would get in trouble. So anyways, but yeah, this thing is a very neat bike. You can also see here, I do not think e-bikes should have spokes, bike spokes. Let me show you why. Let me show you back here. We have two broken spokes back here. You can see there's one missing right there. So, yeah, spokes break. That is how an e-bike should be built. Right there. That's a good rim. That is a really good rim. That is not going to break. And if it does, I would be very surprised. Now, something I do not understand about this bike, and if any of you do, let me know why there is a derailleur on it, because it is a single speed bike. If you see the one gear right there, it is a single speed. Or it could be like one of those old Sears bikes where it's like a 3-speed, it's got the thing in the rim or something, but there's no way to shift it on the handlebars that I can find. But yeah, it's very cool. It also looks like it has another thing where you could put another kickstand. So if you'd like your kickstand on this side, I think you could switch it over there. Because it looks like, yeah, it's the same thing, I'm pretty sure. I think so. Yeah, it is. It's the same thing. You could put your kickstand over there if that's where you prefer to put it. That's probably for like, maybe over in the UK, you would prefer your kickstand over there rather than over here. I don't know. Probably, because you guys get out on that side of the car. So over there, you're probably used to getting off a motorcycle on that side. And over here, we're used to getting out like this, like that. So, another thing that's really neat about this bike is they put like this right here. Look at that. That's pretty cool. It's got like a lightning bolt carved into the frame. I like that. I think that's really neat. But this is a really mean looking bike. I mean, look at the size of the tires compared to that one. I think they're actually the same, but that one's more puffy. But yeah, let me get my phone mount off of my moped and put it on here, and we will take this baby on a test drive. So yeah, also it says Eunorau on the back. You also got some stickers. I don't know where you're supposed to stick them, maybe on the battery or something, but I did get some Eunorau stickers. They were like camouflage, which is what gave me the idea to make this like bluish gray camouflage. Like, I'm gonna go get some duct tape and probably just wrap it around the frame. I don't know, because I never keep my bikes normal because they're gonna get scratched. It's better to paint your bike a color you like, because your bikes are always gonna get scratched and damaged, and if you paint it, you can fix it if it gets scratched and damaged. That's why I painted this one. I left that silver because that's going to get banged up. That I put bungee cords and stuff on there and haul stuff all the time. But anyways, yeah. The one cool thing though I will say about the Rad is it does have this right there. So yeah, it has that right there. This, I understand why it can't have that, because there is a battery that goes here. It looks like a gas tank to a motorcycle, and there's another one that goes there. And like, again, I said, I think they plug in right here. So, yeah, this is a really, really neat bike. And let me see real quick if that will reset our trip distance if I pull out the battery. I think it will, but let's see. Okay, guys, so I just figured it out. You do not take out the battery to reset it. There is a different way to reset your trip and everything. It's a thing that says clear data. If you hold down the up and down buttons right here, there's a thing to clear data. I also got my phone mount on it, so we'll be taking it on a test drive here pretty quick. But just in case you're wondering how the battery comes out, let me show you. So, take this right here, key in there. Sorry, I can't get it with one hand too well. Turn it, and then you pull from under here, or not there. That's not the handle. There we go, like that, right there, and there's the connection if you want to see that. Battery right there. And the thing that's neat about this battery is it actually does have the tail light on it. I don't know if that can be changed, if it like goes out or something, or like glitches or something, because that can happen. And I'm not saying that this is a bad bike if that does happen, because almost every bike I've had has had some sort of glitch happen to it at one point or another. The important thing is it still drives, and they have all continuously done that for me. I love e-bikes. Like, I have 2 gas mopeds, and I do not really care for them. E-bikes are way better than gas ones. I'm just gonna say it. They're better. They might not be able to go as far, because they can't. You can't just go to a gas station and fill them up and stuff. But they're evolving, and they're becoming something truly beautiful that I am very glad to be a part of. I am for e-bikes. I love e-bikes. They are amazing machines, and honestly, I believe if you have one, you don't need a car, because you can connect a trailer to it. It's a bit difficult. Actually, on this bike, it might not be, because that might be a standard size bolt. But on this bike, you can see right there, it's pretty big. You do need like a special drill bit to drill out your trailer hitch. But anyways, let me show you how you reset your trip on this thing. So you come on, it'll say Eunorau. So you hold this, both these down right here, right? Then it'll go here. And you hit clear data, setup, system info, connect to app. There is an app, but it will not work on my phone. It keeps crashing. I can't get it to open. I'm gonna call Eunorau tomorrow about that and see. So let's see, clear data. Let's do that. Let's clear data. Let's see, trip distance. Yep. Boom. Clear trip distance. This will also clear trip time, max and average speed, calories burned. Yes, and you just use the up and down arrows, and then the power button is to select. Just don't hold it down or you'll shut off the bike. And then we'll go to back, and go to back again, and there you go. Trip distance is reset and everything. I love that. I absolutely love that about this bike. That is awesome. My moped has a trip distance thing on it. I own a 2022 Wolf Rugby moped. I don't know how to do that on that. That just resets when it hits 80. It seems to reset. I don't know how. It only has 2 buttons on it. If I could find a third one, I could probably figure it out, but I can't find a third button. I've done everything on that thing. I don't even know how to change the color of the light on it. When I bought it, the guy changed it to green for me, and I can't change it back. And that's cool, because I want it to be black and green. But anyways, let's get my phone on this thing, and we'll take it on a drive down a road. So let's do that. Okay, so let's go. This is how I usually take off. I get in the middle like this, wait for the cars to clear. Hold on a second, guys. All right, good night, guys. Turn. All right, let's rip her. So she's in mode 1 right now. Let's put her in mode 5. We'll go into pedal assist mode 5. I am in a bike lane. Sorry about the shaky video. I don't have like a very good phone mount. I mean, I paid quite a bit for it, but it's supposed to be a motorcycle one, so you wouldn't think it'd be that shaky, but it totally is. So right now we're going max speed. I'm barely pedaling. Let's just stop pedaling and I'll go to throttle. So you're always going to accelerate faster if you use the my brakes are a bit squeaky. I don't really know why that is. I'm not very good with mechanical stuff on bikes. I'm good with electrical stuff, but not mechanical stuff. So, all right. Now we're using the throttle. Bit of a hill right here, and it's going up it quite well actually. Okay, so that was a pretty good one right there. Full center a little bit. I gotta get a mirror for this thing. Another thing I really like about this bike is the handlebars have a lot of real estate compared to most e-bikes. I always like a lot of handlebar room. I like how small the display is. It gives me more room to put things on my handlebars because, like I said, I like using my bike as a car, so to say. So, yeah, it's a very nice bike. Very nice bike. It's definitely worth the money I paid for it. I definitely feel like I was very well compensated for what I paid for. You know, it's a really nice bike. It really is. I highly recommend getting one. Out of all the e-bikes I've ridden, and keep in mind, I've owned 20 different e-bikes. I've ridden different people's e-bikes. I always ask people when I see a new e-bike, hey, can I try your bike real quick? I'll let you try mine. And I've ridden probably 70 different e-bikes since I've been into the things, and I've been into them since 2019. And I will say this is probably one of the smoothest accelerating and like comfortable ride bikes I've ridden on. My phone's not making it look that way, but trust me, it definitely is. This is a really nice e-bike for the price. This is a, I would say, luxury e-bike for not a luxury price. I would say I definitely would recommend picking up one of these. And I like the thumb throttle. I do. It doesn't. You can even just put your palm on there and use your palm. That's what I'm doing right now. But yeah, me and my wife have to do some grocery shopping, and I am planning on taking this to go get some groceries for like a 15-mile ride. So, yeah. Sorry, I got a bug in my mouth. I should wear my motorcycle helmet on. But yeah, very nice bike. Definitely worth the money. So, overall, what would I give this bike out of a, I guess, let's just say 20, a score of 20. I would give this bike, I can't give it a 20 out of 20 because I don't like how, well, I guess I don't really know if I learned that from the company or if like a bunch of like e-bike YouTubers kind of said this. This is more of a thing e-bike YouTubers said, so I'll give it a little bit of a higher rating. You'll hear a lot of advertisements of this bike that it can go 200 miles on a full charge. Now that may be true. I don't have the other batteries. In pedal assist 1, you actually may be able to achieve that. But full speed, keep in mind every e-bike that is ever advertised is not advertised at full speed. I would like more e-bike companies to start putting their bikes through harsh conditions and, you know, hills and things like that, and just ride the crud on. Like, maybe have a test where it's like got to go up. Like, have like a specific machine built to test e-bikes, that how well they do with weight on them and going up, and what the max weight capacity, and at top speed and going up a steep hill. You know, make some kind of machine like that, and then figure out how far it can go on top speed. Like, make a top speed advertisement and then a low speed advertisement, so you know exactly what it can do. I mean, it's not going to be specific to every e-bike, because like cars, they don't calculate the miles per hour, like the speedometer, correctly on every single one. They're always a little bit off. But it'd be close enough, you know, that people could feel more comfortable using it for long commutes. Because my blue one right now has 3 batteries. And that does make it about 80 miles with those 3 batteries. If I keep it in like pedal assist mode 4, that bike has 5 as well. That bike will make it to about 80 miles almost, if it has the right tires on it. And the tires that it had on it were not the tires it came with. They were something I bought at a bike shop. This could do better with those tires. I might look into that eventually, depending on how hard these tires are to change whenever I get a flat, because it will come one day. But overall, this is a really nice e-bike. Like I said, I've owned a Hemingway Cruiser. I've owned a moped style one of these. Like, I actually have one that looks kind of like a foot scooter and a moped mixed into one. I have 2 Swagotron EB5s. I have a Swagotron EB7, a Swagotron EB6. I have a Jetson, the smallest little Jetson bike. It's like half the size of that bike. I have one from 2011 that I've ridden. I've owned one of the cheapest e-bikes. I believe a lot of people, when they get into e-bikes, buy this e-bike. It's like the like biggest e-bike you can get for the cheapest amount of money. It's called an Anchier. I've owned one of those. That was my first e-bike. I would give this bike a 19 out of 20. I think I really would. I would give this bike a 19 out of 20. I would give it a, 20 out of 20. It's just one thing that really irks me about this bike is it doesn't have fenders when you get it. I mean, I know it has the really nice display, but I would have paid $100 more to just have the fenders included with the bike. I realize they are $100. That's why I say that. I think that's a little much for fenders, but it depends. Are they metal? Are they plastic? What are they? I am going to get them. I'm working on getting a loan to get the other battery that goes right there and the fenders, because that's going to be around $800, and then I'm going to have to wait till later this year when I save up and get the other battery for $600. The big battery is $7. The other battery is $6. So, yeah. It's a really nice bike for what it is, for what you get, for what you pay for. I think it's like $1,900, I think, is what the bike cost. I would like to see them raise it to $2, maybe, because some people that pay with a firm, they can't get like enough to get the accessories with it. So maybe they should make it come with the fenders at least, because fenders are very important if you're going to ride in the rain, because if you don't have them, you are going to get a shower from your tires, and it's not fun. And I ain't going to be able to ride this in the rain right now because it doesn't have the fenders. I will be getting them. And hopefully I'll get a saddlebag, because I think they said something about if you make a video, you'll get a saddlebag. So I'll let you guys know what that's like when I get that. I imagine it's probably going to go right under the battery right there and mount under there somehow. I don't know. I think it's an actual Eunorau branded saddlebag, and it's brown. I think it's brown camo or something. I hope maybe they have a gray one, a gray camo one. But anyways, this is a really nice bike. It really is. I mean, because I gave it a 19 doesn't mean it's a bad bike. Now, if I gave it a 7 or something like that, that would be a bad bike. Now, a bike I would give a 7 to is an Anchier. Those are not very good bikes. I highly recommend, if you're going to buy a starter e-bike, not to buy one of those. They're okay for what they are, but they can't take bumps very well. It breaks the crud out of the spokes. I lived on a dirt road, and my wheel on it broke within less than 4 months of owning it, and it's in my storage unit now. It's a pile of scrap. Eco Trick is kind of a nice bike. I would maybe start out with one of those. Or if you can, this is not a bad starter bike right here. This is a good bike to get you into e-bikes. And if you notice right there, the middle thing, there is a mid-drive model of this. It's more money. There's also an all-wheel drive model of this. That's also more money. Hey, Eunorau, if you want to send me those other two models, I'll review them for you. I wouldn't mind trying a mid-drive bike. I just don't know. I've never driven a mid-drive, actually. All the different e-bikes I've driven, I've never ran into anybody with a mid-drive one. I've never seen a mid-drive e-bike. I've seen them at the bike shop, but I've never, like, driven one. I don't know if the bike shop would let me drive one. I should see sometime, but I'm scared of mid-drives because I don't know if they break down more than the rear motor bikes, because those motors on the back are tough, man. I'll tell you, them are tough motors. They can take a lot of abuse and punishment. Because I ride my bikes in winter. I rode my Eco Trick when it was like -30 out or something like that, and the thing went like a champ. The chain was busted. I put a rack on the back that it wasn't even made for 2 people. I made it made for 2 people. Now this is made for 2 people. It doesn't come with the pegs. That would be nice if it did come with those standard, because some people are going to want to use this for a passenger right off the bat. I mean, you can, because my wife and me took this on a little drive yesterday. That's why it's got 6 miles on it when I showed it to you guys. But this is a really nice bike. I love the headlight. The headlight is awesome. It's a very bright light. The taillight is also very bright. I love the tires. I also love how when they advertise the wheels as those metal ones, you actually get the metal ones. Because Hemingway had a thing where they advertised a bike. I can't remember which bike it is, but they advertised a bike that had metal wheels like that, and then when you got it, it could either come with spokes or the metal wheels, and it was like, that was kind of false advertising, because they advertised it with the metal and you could get it with regular bike spokes or that, and you couldn't really choose, I guess, was what some people were saying. I don't know for sure because I don't own one of those, but that's what a lot of people were saying on the group I was in with them. But yeah, I love how this bike is actually advertised with these wheels, and it comes with these wheels. I was not really expecting it to come with these. I was more expecting it to have spokes. Now the mid-drive one does have spoke wheels. Keep that in mind. The mid-drive one does have spokes. The all-wheel drive one has those because it has the same rear tire, and then the front one has a motor. So I would love to get one of those one of these days if I make enough money, like doing DoorDash and stuff. Oh look, there's another e-bike. I wonder what kind of e-bike that is. But anyways, this is a really nice bike. I highly recommend it. This is not a bad bike for a beginner. It's really not. It tops out at 20. That's not terrible. I could see a little kid being able to drive this. I mean, depending on how tall you are, it is a bit tall, but it's a really nice bike. It is. It is a really, really nice bike. Eunorau, I am new to owning your bikes, and you have a fan. I like Eunorau. I like you. You are a good company so far. We'll see if I run into any problems with technical stuff, if they honor their warranty. We'll see. I'm supposed to register this too, so I don't know if I have to do that with the app. There's like a QR code thing. I'm going to have to look into doing that, because I definitely want to do that, because you never know. Stuff can go out on e-bikes. I'm not saying it will, because believe it or not, my Hemingway actually had no mechanical problems at all, and that really surprised me, because a lot of people had mechanical problems with that thing. But it all depends. You know, technology is not perfect, so you're going to run into issues. But that's why it's a good thing to have a warranty on an e-bike. And they have a 2-year one, which is pretty cool. Rad only has a 1, but I will say Rad stands by their warranty, because I had to have my controller replaced in my Rad wagon, and they replaced it. But after a while, Rad kind of went down the hill. They don't really have a call anymore, and my charger melted, and I tried to get it replaced under warranty, and I never could, so I had to buy a cheap Amazon one. But this bike also has a really nice charger. Let me show you the charger. Okay, so here is the charger. This is the biggest brick of a charger I have ever seen for an e-bike. This almost looks like a Tesla charger. There's all the specs and stuff if you guys want to see it. Very cool. It has this connection, so let me just take it out real quick. See if I can get it out without putting down. There we go. Right there, it It has that connection. That's typical for most e-bike chargers. My Hemingway charger has that same connection. But yeah, very nice. Very nice. Very nice charger. Just a good bike all around, really. I don't have many complaints about it. I really don't. I just wish maybe it could have came with the fenders, you know, because fenders are very important, especially if it rains. Or like some kind of thing, like even just like a little thing just to block it from splashing you, and then you could buy better fenders, you know, because you don't want to get splashed. But I'm not saying anything bad about Eunorau. So far, they seem pretty good to me. I like the bike. It's a really good quality bike, it seems. It's very light, too, I will add. It's a very light e-bike. It looks heavy. It's very light. The blue one I showed you guys weighs a lot more. It does have that storage container, but keep in mind there's only like paper and stuff in there, and it's made out of like plastic or resin or something like that. But yeah, this is a really nice bike. It's very light. It's my wife can pick it up, which she can't even pick up any of her e-bikes. She can't even pick up her Swagatron EB6, I think it is the EB6. It's about the same size as this bike. She can't pick that thing up even without the battery in it. I can pick this thing up over my head with the battery in it. And I'm not that big of a guy. I weigh like, I think 160 pounds last time I went to the doctor. And I have like no muscle. I do in my legs, but not in my arms. But yeah. If you guys want an update on this later, like after I ride it and put like 1,000 miles on it, maybe we'll do an update on it. I don't know if it actually keeps track of all your miles or not. I'm curious if it does, because I know the other e-bikes do that. I hope it does. It probably does. I imagine it does. As fancy as it is, it has to somehow. But anyways, thank you for watching this, if you did, and I'm glad I could finally get a video out of this bike, because I was very curious about this bike, hearing about it, and I was kind of bummed there was no video about it online. So here it is. Here's a video of the Eunorau Flash. It is a really, really nice bike. But all right, guys, thanks for watching. We will come back with an update when this thing hits 1,000 miles. If I can keep track of that. I'm sure I can. I'm sure there's some way to. Okay, so I got back from riding it, and that is how far it made it. On top speed, I rode it till it actually shut off. It says, wow, it's actually charging up quite fast. I have it on the charger right now. I like that it has that, because you can see how charged it is. But yeah, I just got back from riding it and went top speed with it, and it made it that far on full bore. Up a lot of hills, down a lot of hills. I mean, massive hills too, we're talking. But yeah, this thing is a really good bike for the battery it comes with. I can't wait to get the other batteries for it.